Hey everybody, it's Mr. Perez again. I'm now on to problem 2. So your learning target, your I can statement says, I can draw, identify, and label rays and angles. So I want you to pay very close attention to this part of the lesson so that way you know what an array is, what a ray is, and what an angle is, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this. So this was like the line that I drew, the two different lines. This is a line that just keeps continuing this way and continuing that way because it has the two arrows. This is a line segment, AB, because it has an endpoint here and an endpoint here, okay? So with that being said, we're going to jump on into creating rays and angles. So as you can see, I drew two different points on here, two new different points. So first things first, we have to label these points. So we have A, B, C. What do you think this one is? Of course, it's D. So you're going to write D, A, B, C, D. And then this one over here is going to be E. Okay? Now, to draw a ray, so ray is this word right here, or rays. A ray is a line that has one endpoint and then the other part of the line just keeps going. So it has that arrowhead, it means it keeps going that way. So if this is our endpoint and we're trying to say that this right here is going to be this BD, we're going to connect those to make a ray. That means we're going to get our ruler out, we're going to connect the two and draw the line. But once you connect the two and you draw the line, you want to go a little bit past D. So past D a little bit. And then just like up here where I drew where a ray is, you're going to draw a little line to show that it keeps going this way. So it keeps going this way, but then when it comes up here, it stops. Okay. Now with the next one, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to connect B and E together. When I draw my line, I'm going to draw the line and make it go a little bit past the point E. And then boom, an arrow, because again, up here, as you see, a dot has an endpoint, or an array has an endpoint, and then the other part of the line just keeps going. So B is our endpoint, and there we go. Now, whenever two rays share the same endpoint, that's when they create an angle, okay? So, to show an angle, you are basically just going to draw an arch. Now this is a math term, arch, in between the two rays. So I'm going to write the word arch. Okay, that shows the angle. The arch shows the angle. And I think, ooh, what about we write this? Angle / arch. Okay, this angle or arch is in between D, B, E. Okay, so with that being said, we now need to label our rays. And now we need to label our angles. So the first ray that we drew was from B to D. So I'm going to write B, D, and then notice the line keeps going past D. So I'm going to draw my line above it with the arrow pointing past the D, just like right here. Okay? So the BD ray, the ray BD, and then again, the other ray that we drew is from B to E. So I'm going to write B, E, and then it keeps going past the E this way, so I'm going to write my line over top with the arrow pointing that way. Okay, so these are my rays. There's one ray, there's two rays. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to name our angle that we made. Our angle or the arch. Okay, so in here, to label it and to give it a name, you have to make sure that you draw this. That shows angle. So make sure you do that. Angle. Okay? Angle. And then you have to start with the point that's not in the middle. So D, and then you go to the middle, and then you go to the other one that's not in the middle. So D, B, E. Or you could do it the other way. So E, B, D. So angle E, B, D. Okay? So that's how you draw an angle. So whenever you have two rays that come together and they share the same point, in between here is the angle. And a ray is a line that has one point and then the other one just keeps going. So again, this is a ray, and then when two rays meet in the middle, that is your angle or your arch. Okay? So with that being said, you guys should be able to now know what a ray is, know how to represent a ray. It's, remember, it has one endpoint and the other one just keeps going. And then you should also know how to label and see angles. Okay? So, and label these angles. Remember that the point that's in the middle is the point that has to be labeled in the middle with your angles. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and click off of this and then go to the next one for problem number 3. See you there.